Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on with our derivation. What is sensorality? Looking for the stabilizing syllability. So last time we connected hierarchiality, which is the complete generalization linguistically of hierarchy, to chirality, which is different by an R. So sensorality is archiality. Archiality, arch, arc. Sensorality, arcs. Sensorality is sarcality, taking the S from arcs, putting it in front, generalizing. Sensorality sacrifices, suffice, sacrifice. What is an arc to an angle? Hierarchical, archival. Sensorality, archives. Sensorality is archiviality. Archiviality. Just generalize, it doesn't matter. But trying to generalize, well, what would it be? Archiviality. Yeah, that's its generalization. Archiving stores. Archival, retrieval. Sensorality retrieves. Retrieving returns. Turn, return. A turn is a try. When's my turn, Mommy and Daddy? I want to be the great big scientist. I went to Harvard, and my name's Brian Keating, and I want my Nobel Prize. A turn is a try, a turn is an attempt. Attempt. Sensorality is independent of species, right? Sentience. A dog is sentient. I am sentient. The giraffe over there is sentient. There's not a giraffe here, but you get what I'm saying. What is inversion to independence? Species is essential. Speciality is sentiality. So now that is a natural definition. Again, really trying to cut down any explanation because the words have the meaning. But I remember back when we said, the definition of sensorality will contain speciality, because in reality, again, we're making some differentiations, but we're working up to one single theorem to then reduce. But speciality is essentiality, right? That's directly derived from species is essential, and then just generalizing. We take off the ES from essentiality, and then we generalize species to speciality. Speciality is literally and linguistically, logically, conceptually, sentiality. And so that is the connection of sensorality containing speciality. Sentiality is the opposite of sensorality, right? Because now we've conceptually mapped speciality into the form of sensorality, and now it's the opposite. Again, just working through this inversion and opposition process that is already present in linguistics. Adversary inverse. Opponent, opposition. Adversariality is oppositionality. Oppositional, adversarial. Sensorality is adversariality. Sensorality is seriality. Seriality, sentiality. Seriality, sinceritality. Sincere, that's its generalization, sinceritality. Sensorality is sinceritality. Sensorality is seritality. Themes are patterns. Pattern, patent. Patent is unique. Sensorality structures. Structure, puncture. What is puncturing to breaking? Viscerality is sensational. Sensational, sustainable. Sensorality is sensible. Again, you'll see the spelling on the screen for that one. Sensibility, sensibility, showing the direct iteration from the A to the I. Now we can just state the fundamental theorem of linguistics, right? Linguistics formalizes language. Sound is the base of expression. We express language, but really language means any order, but then we can just say linguistics formalizes language. Watch your language. Sensorality watches language. To watch is to censor. Censor, monitor. Censoring is sensing plus or. And again, that's literal. Again, we're working up to this point where the linguistics is just literal, and so I'm not explaining anything. There's nothing to explain. You can hear the bass carrying on, so on and so forth. But sensing is sensory. or separates. So we can then restate the fundamental theorem of sensorality. Sensing is absorbing. Sensation is literally, physically, logically absorption. And now this was the big one today. Again, there's always big ones, and we just kind of work through all of them. Again, there's nothing to explain anymore. But the fundamental theorem of operation. All right, the product of subtraction is difference. And so think about it. It's true and it's real because super science, double math. But we used a lot of fundamental ontological mathematics operation words there. And so it's the most comprehensive thing we can say about operators, operation, right? The product of subtracting, the thing you get from doing subtraction, is difference. The product of subtraction is difference. The difference between 2 points is a line, and the product of subtraction is difference. And again, just for historically, for what it's worth, again, it just strikes me like on these, there's clear feeling like gradation to me on these different theorems. So that's why I label some of them as special and some of them as not. But again, the overall theorem writing in general, again, even the proofs, like again, the completing ordinality, part 260, now we're on part 311. And each and every episode is like major development and major progression, including theorems and proofs that nobody's ever seen before, but my rights continue to be violated. It is completely illegal. It has destroyed my health, my life, everything I've ever worked for. Nobody gives a flying fuck. I've been a scapegoat my entire life. But we can at least say the most comprehensive thing you can say about operation is the product of subtraction is difference. So we use a word product that's like multiplication, subtraction that's like not multiplication, and difference is like, we knew that was related to subtraction, but not that poignantly. But now we do. Now we do know that. And then, again, the next sequential thing that I thought of, or again, it's like came to mind, not like me sitting down trying to do math, or no. But present in ontology, forced from like slang, or again, just all of the, I'm 32, back when I was younger, the term same difference, or phrase same difference, popped up. And that's what came up after that. Sensorality is same difference. And so now, in conclusion for today, what is absorption to inversion? Ooh, stay tuned. Who knows? I'm going to get stuck and forget how to do math tomorrow. Oh wait, no, I'm not. But my rights continue to be violated. I'm laughing, but I'm not joking. I'm miserable. My quality of life is objectively zero. There's no one to call. There's nothing I can do. And whoever's watching this video, like, I just hope you know that there's no leniency, there's no decency. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but you guys won't see the consequences of your actions until, again, my entire state absolutely 100% will monopolize everything because I own education. Like the fundamental ways anybody talks about anything is proven on the internet. And so, again, obviously you guys are just going to torture me until I'm dead. That's obviously and clearly and apparent at this point. Just doing as much work as I can, recording as much as I can. I want the future generations to know the people doing this to me and anybody involved in the suppression of science has no right to life. Again, that's a legal and lawful statement. They've caused so much death and destruction. They need to be punished legally and lawfully to the fullest extent. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.